Gravitas, co-presented by Skoda. Kushak, choose what really matters.
The second part of this equation is Pakistan, a perennial threat/nuisance for India. Pakistan is at it again. This time they're trying their hand at comic fiction. There's no better way to put it. Pakistan has published a dossier, yet another dossier, which claims to have quote-unquote irrefutable evidence that India is running terror camps. I know it sounds off, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Pakistan is apparently giving irrefutable evidence that India is running terrorist camps. And wait till you hear which terror outfit they say is being trained at these camps, the Islamic State. Like I said, comic fiction. And we do understand that drug supplies from Afghanistan have skyrocketed recently. We cannot confirm if this dossier is a fallout of that. But it's high time, we say, that Islamabad got a hold of itself. To claim that India is training the ISIS is, among other things, an outright insult to the collective intelligence of the NATO, which has made it a life mission to fight the ISIS. Let me show you the dossier. A 131-page document released on Sunday at a press conference in Islamabad. Look at the attendees. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi, Human Rights Minister Shireen Mazari, and National Security Advisor Moeed Yusuf. Three of Pakistan's biggest conspiracy theorists. Qureshi said the dossier not only contains proof of India's role in training ISIS terrorists, but evidence on how it is changing the demographic structure of Kashmir through draconian laws, intimidation and coercion. All accusations which India has busted at the UN time and again. Where did this irrefutable evidence come from? Indian think tanks, apparently. This is what Islamabad claims. The dossier has been compiled on the basis of reports by 26 international media outlets, 14 Pakistani media outlets, and 41 Indian think tanks. Which think tanks are these? That Mr. Qureshi did not specify. We don't think he will. This is the foreign minister of a country which pursues terror as a state policy. He is accusing India of human rights violations, apartheid, extrajudicial killings, terror funding, proxy wars, infiltration of weapons. By the end of it, you wonder if Pakistan is talking about itself, because their record is no secret. Pakistan's human rights violations in Balochistan, its apartheid against Ahmadiyya Muslims, the extrajudicial killings of Hindus and Christians, the rampant desecration of temples and churches by extremists, the funds that Pakistan gives to Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed, the proxy war it's fighting in Afghanistan, the weapons it tries to smuggle into Kashmir, all of this is a matter of record. Pakistan's dossier is not worth the paper it's printed on. Why did it bother with this dossier? The dossier of lies, as we call it. Because timing. Look at the timing and you'll have the answer. This comes right ahead of the UNGA session, United Nations General Assembly. It begins on the 23rd of this month, next week. Pakistan will be cornered for supporting the Taliban and destabilizing Afghanistan. So Imran Khan is not going in person, we are told. He may not have found a jet on loan. That too could be a factor. So he's joining from Pakistan while his team builds a counter-narrative in advance, with no hope, I'm sure, of finding any takers. I say this because Pakistan has a history of releasing fake dossiers which sink without a trace. They've tried it in 2009, again in 2015, 2020. It didn't work, so why do it again? To try to counter India's systematic exposure of their terror infrastructure, which results in pressure and censure from the world. Long story short, this dossier is a damp squib. Some fodder perhaps for the domestic media, some ideas for fiction writers, and a new assignment for Rawalpindi's keyboard warriors. That's all there is to it. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.
Gravitas, co-presented by Skoda. Kushak, choose what really matters.